Hello, I'm Gina Fisk and we're here tonight to celebrate and to have fun and to recognise the achievements over many years, 50 years in fact, of Port Phillip Community Group, starting in 1972 as the St Kilda Group and growing over many years to be Port Phillip Community Group across the whole of the local areas. So it's great you're here, and it's going to be a celebration and showcase and an opportunity for you to have fun and also talk about the work that we do in hopes that you can recognise everyone's achievements tonight. I'm really excited about what the future holds for Port Phillip Community Group, and also I'm incredibly excited about the fun and celebration and anniversary to be with you tonight to celebrate.
I'm Neville, and I've been using the City of Port Phillip's program for the past 18 years, but I got involved in the voluntary work for about 5 years.
So I came to PPCG in 2015 after being involved with St Kilda Youth Service.
I guess I probably found out about PPCG when I joined Rotary in 2015, working with PPCG with their 5 Minutes of Fame program.
I started with PPCG in 2018 and I joined as an information, referral and support worker.
I became aware of PPCG when I started on council only a few years ago. But what I've learned is really impressive and such a deep connection with our community.
I've been working in Melbourne for nearly 20 years and it seems like Port Phillip Community Group have been around for that whole amount of time that I've been working. I've worked closely with them on many different projects.
I think the first time that I remember using or going to PPCG was ages ago. I was transient, homeless, whatever, and I needed to go there to sort out some legal issues.
I've lived in St Kilda in the City of Port Phillip for now over 30 years, so I have always been aware of the diverse groups of people that make up the City of Port Phillip, so I was aware of PPCG, and for me I think over the years PPCG has really held a very special place in many people's hearts, and it's a really grassroots organisation. So I guess that's how I first became aware of it and became involved with PPCG.
About 18, 19 years ago, I was a chartered accountant working in the private sector, and I had no idea that PPCG existed. At that stage, my sister was the executive officer of PPCG, and she suggested that I come and help them with a program that they've got called Tax Help. I agreed and I started helping people do their income tax returns, and that was about 18, 19 years ago.
Our relationship with Port Phillip Community Group has been a long-term, enduring relationship since its inception. Both 50 years old this year, and both have worked hand in hand supporting some of the most vulnerable people in particularly the City of Port Phillip.
I saw a flyer about bushwalking. I just went into the office and said, look, I'd like to go for the bushwalk. And they said, oh yeah, well, we put your name down. And then I came to realize that what bushwalking was doing for me, mentally, physically, and it changed, my whole, inner feeling. And then, I said, oh, what a wonderful organization this is, because, you never see it in other suburbs. The volunteering became a kind of, part of me where, I said, look, I got so many, I see so much from this organization, I could give something back. And I could help people who maybe need more help than what I need.
PPCG sponsors the 5 Minutes of Fame, and you would go down to St Kilda and you get a free meal, really great chicken dinners and stuff like that. And I used to just start going for the food, and then eventually kind of worked my way in up to being able, volunteer a bit. And then I got to be raffle lady, so I hand out the raffle tickets and call the raffle numbers, and I love that part. It is so much fun. I love the inclusiveness and everything that happens there. That it means a lot to community and a community spirit.
I think the standout thing for me with PPCG is during COVID. That's for me was a real standout, I think, just in the recent years, and I think it really confirmed for me that PPCG is a very agile and responsive organisation and often punches above its weight. It's got a real can-do attitude.
So the Share the Food program would be one of the most successful stories that came out of COVID, because we didn't know how to get food to people who were locked in their houses, and that was probably the best way for the food to be brought in, redistributed into smaller packages, and brought out into the community quickly.
We share the same focus with clients, and so generally we do a lot of work with the same people, but specifically we do have projects too. We've got a social meals program that Port Phillip Community Group lead. They come into our properties and provide a nutritious meal for our renters, but it's not about the meal, it's about the social interaction and the connection. My staff love it, and that's been going maybe 5 years. It's very successful. My staff, it's something that we really look forward to every month.
Any community member can have any issue going on, big or small, and they'll come and chat to a support worker, and we might give them information, we might link them with other services, or we might connect them with other parts of PPCG as well. That might be a class or a recreational activity. We also do a lot of advocacy, and I think that's one of the strengths of what we do, because while a lot of other services are kind of specialising in one thing, we still offer support with a lot of things. So the fact that someone can come in and see us about anything at all, it does make it complex for us to kind of know where to start, but we sort of just start from where they need, and some people will come see us once and that's it, and other people will see us until, they might see us for years, they might see us until they're back on their feet. Depends on what they need.
The honest truth, I haven't met someone, not one person in 17 or 18 years that was, that you felt that you were not, you were not wanted, or they looked down on you as if to say you were nothing, Because when I first came, that's what I had a feeling. I said, oh, what they're going to think about me, But then when I came to know, the whole thing changed. Feel like you're wanted, and feel like you're one of them, so that, and when they don't see you, they say, oh, where you been?
It is, I suppose, an unashamedly small grassroots organisation, but I think it's kept that core of connection with the community, and I think that that's a really vital part.
What PPCG does for me, it inspires me to know that people who come together, who believe in supporting their local communities and vulnerable people within communities, it inspires me to see that genuine solidarity, compassion and care is alive and well within our community.
Oh, it's an essential part of what keeps Port Phillip being Port Phillip. Really, without it, I think there's a whole lot of people that would fall through the safety net, without doubt. Yeah.
It's such a great organisation, and they do so much good for so many people, which most people actually aren't aware of. And so that's it in a nutshell. These are good people that work hard and they really care, and I admire that. I think it's fantastic.
They've got our back. You can depend on them to have gone out to the community, know what's needed, come back, discuss if there's a funding or any other way that council can work to deliver quickly for our community.
You never feel judged or anything when you go in there. It's always open. Hi, how are you? I think it's the inclusiveness that I enjoy, and the community spirit.
What they do to assist the disadvantaged community within St Kilda. Yeah, I think it's just that the support they offer, just a gamut of opportunities that they allow people, and it really allows people to live independently
I think it's a great adjunct to the City of Port Phillip, to council services. I think that it's got a really special and significant place in the City of Port Phillip.
For a small group, it punches so far above its weight. I congratulate the council, but I also recognise that it takes individuals, it takes the staff, it takes the volunteers who can punch so far above its weight for the funding that PPCG gets. What they do with that is quite frankly miraculous.
PPCG feel like they're very consistent with our values and our ethics. We're both practical agencies, so it's very easy to call Port Phillip Community Group and ask for some help or some advice. We trust each other. We know that we're going to get practical support, and we've got the same ethics, the same moral compass.
The City of Port Phillip is very proud and pleased to be able to support a group like the Port Phillip Community Group, and really incredible to see 50 years of service in our community.
I think the other important thing about PPCG over the past 50 years is that there are a number of small organisations that were housed with PPCG and that have now seeded and grown into bigger organisations, almost like a small laboratory for growth of social services and community-based services, which I think is outstanding.